in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. Best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issue. Start in services today at 402-480-9462.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The wait is almost over. The Garden of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan, together.
Your family about the doctor. ALZ time to talk on Association and the Ad Council.
Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke mate Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by Accounts Prediabetes and Partners.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Walk On Weekly with your hosts, Nebraska men's basketball players Sam Hoiberg and Jeff Grace III. This is Walk On Weekly.
All right, welcome into Ticket Weeknights. I am Harrison Arns here with Jeff Grace III. No Sam Hoiberg today, that's all right. Guy stays pretty busy over the summer, so nonetheless, we'll keep things moving though. And again, if you guys want to join the show, feel free to hit up the Starter Haven text line 402-464-5685, as well as we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and Allo Channel 951 for all Allo subscribers out there. But it's been a couple weeks since we saw you. I know we had 4th of July last week. How was that before we get going here?
It was actually pretty cool. I didn't expect fireworks to be going on while it was like raining and stuff like that.
Yeah, people were committed.
It was pretty cool.
It was it started raining. Did you just watch it at your place here in Lincoln?
Yeah, so it was my first time having the 4th in Nebraska, and I live in like where I live at the apartment building next to me on the garage. People were like lighting fireworks like, out of nowhere, and it was like crazy. And then I also I had to pick up someone from Omaha, So when I picked up something from Omaha, when I was driving down. That's when
Oh,
people light
okay.
fireworks as well. So I kind of got a double.
Yeah, I was impressed by people's commitment to the
Yeah.
fireworks. It was coming down pretty hard, and I thought it was gonna be it. And then about 1 a.m. when it's like settled down, people are still popping them off.
I agree. Like it came out of nowhere, low key, because I mean, like it was like really like nice weather, and then
Mhm.
like obviously like you expect like something's gonna come up. 'cause
Yeah.
it's the Midwest. But at the end of the day, yeah, I was very surprised that people still like actually participated in it.
Yeah, I actually got a read on it. Lately, I've been following a lot of meteorologists on Twitter. It's
Okay.
actually a pretty interesting one. I never thought it'd be one of the things I'd be into, but no, because they were like hinting at the day before, like light them off on the 3rd because the 4th might not get the chance. And sure enough, but no, it was a crazy storm.
So that whole week, I pretty much heard fireworks that whole week.
Yeah, they were going off the
Yeah.
entire time. Is it illegal on the 5th? Or how does that work if there's like
I don't know.
I wonder
'cause
what that
I feel
is.
like that's like really common though.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you
I
always
feel
see
like
them
you-
popping off.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
feel
like
like
a
you see that a lot.
I think it's like $175 fine, but I've never known anyone that's
Yeah,
actually
neither
gotten
have I.
fined.
Yeah, I don't know because it might be illegal, but I don't know. People still do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys got any funny stories from the 4th, feel free to shoot them in 402-464-5685. I want to start with the Summer League because I was thinking, I was in the camp, it's going to take Wemby a couple of years. And I'll start with this. It's a Summer League. You know, I don't really care what happened. I was going to hold on to my opinion.
For sure.
Just the Summer League in itself is, I mean, you can probably test this as a player, but when you get to the Summer League, those guys are kind of fighting for theirs.
Mhm.
That's a very hard team to work with. Like every single guy at that Summer League, except for, you know, your second year guys like Jabari Smith coming back, you know, that's what you want to see, but his career wasn't on the line, I don't think. With all those other guys, like they're just scrapping and fighting. So you get a lot of kind of weird offensive sets. Defensively, rotations aren't usually the best, but nonetheless, Victor Wembanyama, 9 points in the first game. Second game bounces back with 29 on high efficiency. You got any thoughts just from those two games? I'd imagine you had a chance to kind of take a peek at him because you were curious to see him. I know.
Pretty impressive. I mean, kind of like shows you how he bounced back
Mhm.
from all the criticism he got.
I think he was nervous that first game too.
Yeah, and like I mean, like I feel like people took this the wrong way. Where like he said like he didn't really know what he was doing. Like
Mhm.
I mean, it's his first like actual NBA game. I mean, like now I'm a lot of people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Going into it, so the way he bounced back was very impressive because like the team they were playing was actually like really good.
Mhm.
Portland, and I thought the guy who was guarding him, he went to Colorado. I thought he was doing a great job on him, but that height and length, just, some you can't guard. So
Yeah, I'm always amazed when guys like him are they can ball handle the way they do because that
Mhm.
takes a certain level
Yeah.
of coordination. It's like kind of like the Kevin Durant. Everyone wants to say the next KD, but that is incredibly rare to have any sort of coordination when you're that high off the ground and you're not just getting your pickpocketed every time. And he started to show that. I felt like in that second game in particular, I felt like he kind of felt like the eyes were on him, and he
Yeah.
had to show a little bit. He had to just kind of dribble, drive, ISO shots, and then a lot of times doesn't even get that open. Like the
Mhm.
separation isn't there, but he just gets to his spot and shoots right over top.
yeah, like I think that first pull up he like made was like straight contested.
Yeah.
Like, hand up in his face. I don't know how he made it, but credits to him. But yeah, his movement was insane. But,
Mhm.
like that really shocked me because I didn't expect him to move that fast at all with the ball in his hand, and then also like him like bouncing back after getting like bruises and stuff, like
Mhm.
crashing the glass and stuff. He was getting banged up.
Yeah, he
for
was.
sure. But great for him. I mean, it's a great start. I know they're stopping him. From
Yeah, they
not
pulled him out
playing,
already,
so-
which is probably smart if you
Yeah.
want to preserve him.
Yeah, I agree because injuries are sucks and it's
Yeah.
very sad to see. But it's a great start for him. Great going forward. So
Yeah.
hopefully, wish him the best. I think he'll do very well with where he is,
Mhm.
especially with Pop re-signing extension. So
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I thought he was
Yeah.
ready to retire.
Same.
And I wonder if that just happens for a lot of coaches where they kind of get there thinking that they're going to be ready to be done.
Mhm.
And then, well, let's just be real. Money's always nice. Like
Yeah.
that talks for sure. But then you
sure.
also get the number one pick and Victor Wembanyama. And then also, I just feel like he probably wasn't ready to be done.
Yeah.
You kind of look around the other retired coaches and Pop. I mean, he's definitely all still there. It's not like he has any reason to back out of the NBA now, unless he just wants to retire. But no, it was 5 years for. You remember the number on what he signed for? If not, I can look it up real quick.
I do not remember the exact
We'll
number,
find
but
that.
I know it's big bank.
Yeah, they
It was
paid him
big
well.
bank.
But real quick here, just Wembanyama, the 2 games, and again, these are gonna be a little
wonky because that first game just wasn't as great a showing, but averaged 27 minutes per game, 18 points per game because he got that second game with 29. About 40% field goal percentage, not bad. And then 30% from three. That first night really hurt him. That he actually shot pretty well that second game. About 68% from the free throw line, not bad for his size. And then the blocks, 4 blocks per game. That's always going to be there. And then still average 10 rebounds per game. So that's bigs right there. One thing I wonder, during that summer league, I didn't really see him playing around the rim a lot. And I still feel like that's his best. Like, the way I see Victor Wembanyama is like, I kind of just want him hanging around the rim. You know, I could see what the idea is if you can really maximize him and have him on the perimeter, cutting and diving and just setting up the whole offense. But he still seems to me like he just always belongs around the rim to clean things up. You know, like his height, that was still my favorite part of his game, was just anytime he was around the rim, not only does it help you on the rebounds, he showed that right away, and then just defensively too. Just have him like, it's a tough matchup because you don't really want him going up against a Joel Embiid, but having him around the rim, find a power forward to put him on. You know, I wonder what that's going to look like when he actually gets on a real NBA roster.
I would say going forward, like he'll definitely learn a lot more about that. Like I feel like this was just like kind of just for leagues, basically just like allowing them to play free.
Yeah,
and just like get a feel for what the NBA is actually like. So I feel like once he goes on the practices and everything, the games he starts to play, he'll definitely learn a lot more about like the spacing and everything with like that involves around with basketball, and he'll get a real good feel for it because he has a great coach behind him and great players as well. So I feel like he's in a perfect spot for him.
Yeah, and then Bryce chimes in. He says, "Don't forget the one poster he was on." And again, you know, I give those guys credit for going to go for the block. You know, you gotta at least go for the block. A lot of guys, I mean, otherwise it's just a dunk and no one talks about it. But given his size, he should go for those. But that happens a lot. Like as long as you're going up for the block, you're gonna get yammed on a few times. Like if you're always going for the contest, you're gonna be on a few posters. You just hope to be on the better end of most of them.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where like when you play basketball, you're gonna get dunked on at some point. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna happen. Like no matter if you try to avoid it, like if you try to get out of it, like it's gonna happen eventually, and like you just gotta accept it and just move on.
Yeah, and then have you ever had a really bad poster? Like your your first one, you're like, oh.
No, I don't think so.
Really, you've managed to avoid it so far in your career.
So far, I would say.
Who do you think right now on the team has the best hops, the best ability for a real game poster?
For a real game poster?
Real game poster. Because a lot of people could jump on the gym, but they might not have the skill set to do it live.
I'd say probably Josiah.
Really?
Yeah, Josiah's pretty bouncy. Let's see. Jawan can get there if he really wanted to.
I can see that. Yeah, he seems like a guy.
But this one might surprise you, but Jamar actually has really good bounce.
Really?
Marcus, yeah, he has really good bounce. Ramel could catch one.
Ramel?
For sure.
I could see Ramel would be up there. That one doesn't surprise me too much. What about Mast? I don't know what his hops look like.
He can get up there.
Can he?
He can get up there. He'd surprise you.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool one to see.
He'd surprise you.
He's one of the guys on your team that I'm most curious about up until this point.
Curious about in like what way?
Style of play. Like how well is he going to plug in? Like especially his playmaking. Because I know you guys are talking pretty glowingly on that. You know, just like it's one of his abilities he brings to the team. And I'm kind of curious to see that live because with Derek Walker, I mean, those are big shoes to fill.
100%.
But talking to him, he seems like he understands his role pretty well. Based on what you guys are saying, he's hoping to get it early, so learning to kind of learn that position. And I'll be curious to see how you guys use him. Obviously, won't ask you guys out for the scouting report. But again, super curious to kind of see how that team forms. But I want to talk about another guy that after I know he was only, limited play, but Scoot Henderson.
Yeah.
He might be the best player in the draft. That's like a really early take, but in the minutes he was playing, he showed that he can go left or right, go around anyone. He has I'm gonna say some names here. I don't think he's as good as these players, but he has like parts of their game. Like he kind of has that craftiness, like your Chris Paul kind of has, that crafty play. I mean, he's freaky athletic. He showed that early in the summer league. Just a freak athlete. And then the shooting, I'd imagine it's just gonna get better. That's the one thing that probably if you're going to say he's not going to be a star, it's because of his shooting. But I'd imagine that's only going to get better for him. And again, he was just able to essentially attack anyone in front of him. And I really left that thinking like, okay, the Portland Trailblazers need to make him the star immediately.
I was bummed out when he got injured because I was really
Mhm.
looking for it to continue on. Injuries happen; it's part of the game, sadly. But one of our Peyton Borders, I don't know if you know him, but he went to the summer league for a little bit in Vegas, and I was texting him about it, and I was like, "Does it seem like actually look like a linebacker?" And he's like, yeah, bro. Like I was like, it's crazy because on person he looks like so built, like he can be like a middle linebacker or something like that, and like in person I can only imagine what it's like. But yeah, he was explosive for sure.
I'm glad you brought that up. He is one of the young guys that he looks like a grown man already.
100%.
Like he plays, he's just as stronger. He already looks built. That's something kind of with like LeBron James that when he was coming to the NBA, like he kind of built like an adult already.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the clips of when LeBron first got to the Cavs about his players, what they thought about drafting a high school kid out of Akron? Oh my God. For all those listening, there's a YouTube video of what the Cavs, the original Cavs roster when LeBron James was drafted to, they were not high on him. They were saying like, I think this high school kid's got to learn. A lot of them were like not expecting him to pop off. Like, yeah, maybe give it a few years. And then year one, he was their best player. Just incredible. And like I said, it's because he looked like an adult coming in, already had that athleticism. And then Scoot Henderson, same thing. He already just has that blow by his speed and just, the shooting. I think that's going to come with him right now, just off what between Victor and Scoot, who you hire on still. I'm not going to judge you too hard because summer games are a lot to judge on.
I don't credit Scoot because his game has really developed working with Steph because they've been working out a lot together.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Steph. So I feel like that's very improved in his game going forward, and that'll help him a lot, especially like learning from him, one of the best shooters of all time, if not the best. But you said Victor or Scoot?
Yeah.
Who am I hire on? I would say Scoot.
Really? You go with the Scoot now, yeah?
Well, you got to look at the position he's in. With like coming in, Dame may leave. If he doesn't leave, then he's going to be like the primary guy. And it's a lot to take on when your first year kind of in the league when all eyes are pretty much on you. Victor as well. I mean, it's going to be tough for him. Like people like judge him like no matter what he does at the end of the day. Like
he already had that interaction with Britney Spears, which is just insane to do before you even play an NBA minute.
Yeah, so it's very hard to be in like either one of their shoes, I would say, because like they have so much media driven to them already, and like they're not even like 20.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot coming at you all in once.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see it. I think both of those guys will work out fine. Those guys, as long as injury wise, there's one thing about Victor that did scare me. Every time he sets a screen, there's a lot of videos on Twitter, and a lot of times you can see people just kind of overhyping possible injuries, but his knees, man, every time they bend in on those screens, he's got to, I don't know how you do that at his size, but he's got to learn to kind of keep those bowed out because people keep crashing, landing into his knees, trying to rub around those screens. And I just, it's kind of scared every time he's get like bent inward like that, every time he's setting those screens. So that's something that him realize that I just kind of hope that doesn't happen. Same thing with Scoot. Obviously he'll be fine down the road, but again, just super interesting. And, that kind of leads me again with Scoot Henderson to the Portland Trailblazers because I'm trying to figure out with Damian Lillard, I don't know if there's actually a lot of good offers out there. I think, especially the Miami Heat. I think Miami Heat fans are probably the only ones that think they have a good offer right now. I don't know if there's as much buzz as they wanted.
Well, they said they're taking it slow. They're not really in a rush. So, I mean, the suspense is really there. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens because right now it's leaning towards Miami, but like I'm never really so sure about what like the polls really say because like it really could go a different way. Like someone could have a better offer and like they were looking at all the options for Dame and someone could match it honestly. So at the end of the day, I'm really unsure what's going to happen there. But if not, Portland has some great pieces overall, like with Shaedon Sharpe.
Still got Simons over there, Anthony Simons.
Anthony Simons.
That's one part with Damian Lillard that always bothered me. I love Damian Lillard, and he skates on this all the time. He is a horrible defender. I love Damian Lillard, but he is just an awful defender. And maybe that's because what he does offensively, and he should be credited for what he does offensively. Like it's some of the best stuff we've ever seen out of that position. But then to know that in year after year, combine him with guards that also don't play great defense that you can't hide behind. I always wondered, like, how is this ever going to be a championship roster if your star player, you were failing to, aid any of his weaknesses? So that's the thing with Scoot Henderson. That's why I'm like, if I'm the Portland Trailblazers, I kind of want to move on from Dame now, because if you have Scoot and Dame, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be really bad defense. And now instead of giving Scoot Henderson time to just grow and develop and be that guy, unless you think it's good for him to be under Dame's wing and learn under Dame. But just what I saw, I feel like his style it's different from Dame's, to where, yeah, maybe Dame can kind of teach him some things, but what makes Dame great is the shooting. So unless you're using Dame as like a shooting coach, IQ-wise, I just think he'd be better off kind of taking over that roster now. Moving on from Dame, might win more games too. If you get someone in there that can actually defend with him, then maybe it wouldn't be such a rigorous, grind it out, lose a lot of games, build yourself up kind of year. Where are you at on that?
See, if you lose a guy like Dame, you have to bring in key pieces because,
which is probably why they're waiting it out, right?
You're losing a major piece. So I feel like they're waiting it out because they want to see who they actually can get and like really reach that potential of like trying to build around like not losing Dame, but you're not actually gonna like get it back,
Yeah.
Like you're trying to kind of go along with Damian Lillard, like try to get someone like him, but in a sense, like you realize you're losing that key valuable piece. So they're waiting it out. I mean, there's still time, so we'll see what happens at the end of the day. But I mean, it's gonna be so hard because right now, as you see the summer leagues rising and stuff like that, it's growing more interest. Summer is a crucial piece because that's where you build camaraderie, and that's really where a team really connects. I feel like in the summer, because like last year with our basketball team, I feel like that's what helped us a lot, was like hanging out on the weekends and stuff like that, and then like just building that early on so like you can build off of that later going into the season. So that's just my what I would say. So that's why I feel like they're holding on to see what they actually can get.
Yeah, which is I think is smart. I think it'd be advantageous for them to have him off before the season begins. But if there's nothing there, you don't want to see them trade away a valuable asset. And like if they just give in to Miami, because I think Miami's still kind of holding out on some of their chips too. I think they're looking around, understanding like we're kind of the only ones really in this.
Yeah.
There's some other teams, but they're not willing to give up as much as we are, and we're still not giving up that much. So I think they're holding some chips back. Real quick from text line before we go to break, Bryce it says Wings bet on Victor lasts the whole season. If we're talking 82 games, I'm betting he doesn't play 82 games. I would never take that bet. He's not going to play a full 82 games. I'd be amazed if he does. To bet on a fully healthy season, Bryce, we'd have to put some numbers on that before I agree, because there's no way he's playing 82. And I think we'd be betting on the same side. So I don't know how well that'd work. But nonetheless, we'll go ahead and throw it to break here. This is the Walk On Weekly on Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns. That's Jeff Grace III. No Sam Hoiberg. He should be back next week. But nonetheless, we'll go to break here and catch you guys on the other side.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead end, your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a climate-controlled and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at GarnerIndustries.com.
Need service on your home? Call the company Lincoln has counted on since 1952. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. No matter what brand you have, when you need service, you want Bryant's experienced pros working for you. Friendly NATE certified technicians with the tools, training, and technology to restore your comfort quickly. No matter what brand, when you need service, just call Bryant. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OakStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 Oak Street. Family owned and operated.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer, water testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior. Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierDW.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxiMerge 5, or MaxiMerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply at sandhills.jobs.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Let's die in the double here. If you had to pass the baton down to the new guy and say, that's the new pipeline, what does that look like?
Conditioning for me is a game changer. I don't care how much you can bench, how much you can squat. If you can start a game and finish a game, same condition in the extreme elements, you're going to have the ability to wear down your opponent. And that's what we took a lot of pride in. By the third and fourth quarter, they were dog tired. They knew it was coming at them again, the same it was in the first quarter.
Back to Walk On Weekly. Here are your hosts, Sam Hoiberg and Jeff Grace III on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I am Harrison Arns here with Jeff Grace III, and this is Walk On Weekly. Again, if you guys want to join the show, 402-464-5685. And again, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and Allo Channel 951 for all those Allo subscribers out there. So over the break, we talked about a few things. We talked about the crazy Northwestern situation. We'll tuck that way for the end there. Just that one's crazy storylines, and if we're being, it's going to be the news probably all week yet.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, just everything that's kind of coming out of there is crazy. And the fact that we don't know all the names yet on who's making the accusations, stuff like that. I mean, it was a 6-month. I think they looked at it for about a good 6 months. So, I mean, there's some truth in there. We just don't know who it all lands on. But we'll probably dive into that later. But going on over the break, we did talk about the new mid-season tournament that they're going to put into play. And I'm kind of curious your thoughts on that one because it's built a lot like the World Cup. You're going to have your group stage. So the way they break this down is there's going to be 3 teams from each conference that will basically represent their group. So 6 groups total in this midseason, 3 from the West, 3 from the East, and it's based off of last year's records. So they try to make it as even as they could, take the best 3 records from the East, the best 3 records from the West, and those are your group leaders. And then within that, starting in the Summer League, not the Summer League, starting, I believe it's going to start around break in Las Vegas. Yeah. So around that All-Star break was kind of be when it's placed in there. And you'll have your group stage play. So you're all going to play one-on-one. And then from there, you'll have some teams advance. And then they'll go on to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then you're into the title game. But they will not play a team from the East, or a Western team, I should say, will not play a team from the East until the title game and vice versa. So that group stage play, think about the World Cup. You got to play everyone one-on-one within your group. And then based off your records, that's who decides to advance. Bottom teams are out, and you just keep moving on that way. So a little different. They unveiled the trophy yesterday. I'll be honest, wasn't a big fan of the trophy.
Yeah.
It was like
It just
half
looked
of
like
an NBA basketball.
Yeah, facts.
I didn't. Out of the trophy designs, for how much money they have to work with, I'm always kind of amazed. Like that one to me was really lackluster. You don't want it to look cooler than the main trophy, obviously, but I feel like they could have done more with it.
I agree. I mean, at least they're giving out money, at least, though.
Yeah, I should mention, if you win it, so every player on the winning team gets $500,000. Second place, so if you get second place, losing the title game, you get $200,000, and then it goes down to $50,000 and then $20,000. So you do get some money in there. There was some talks about adding incentives. Some people were even saying maybe slide in a draft pick. I heard on the Bill Simmons podcast, he wanted to give the winner just take out a draft pick in the NBA. So maybe it's the 15th pick, like somewhere up there, not a lottery. And that 15th pick is always guaranteed to the midseason tournament winner, which I thought, I don't know how crazy you want to get with it. That one to me, I was like, maybe we'll see how it works at first. But what are your thoughts on the midseason tournament? Do you even like it with how many games there are right now? Is it, is it going to garner interest from the NBA fans? Because that's all it really is, right? NFL's king. Well, not even just NFL, football's king. This is a way for them to, I feel like, kind of just knock on the door and be like, hey, we're still kind of doing our thing over here. We know football's going on, but there's still some NBA going on, competitive playoff NBA. What do you think about it as a whole?
I feel like it's a good idea as of right now. I feel like they're just like trying to try it for 1 year, and maybe if it goes well, continue it out.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, then they'll probably stop it. But I feel like it's a good idea because if I'm gonna be honest, like me playing basketball, I don't really watch much of the NBA during the season. So I feel like this is a good way for people who don't actually watch it during the season to have a chance to look into something new and not just like people actually like not playing defense pretty much. So,
yeah.
So like people probably will care a lot more since there's higher stakes and like money involved. I feel like money really does
money
a
talks.
lot of things for people. But at the end of the day, I feel like this will be a great way for kind of the NBA community to take a turn in a path that they want to go down that they haven't been going down for a minute.
Yep. And then those dates, it'll actually start November 3rd. So that'll actually be the date for you instead. So November 3rd, 10th, 14th, 17th, 21st, 24th, 28th. So a combination of 4 Fridays and 3 Tuesdays in there. So they're going to have it. So again, kind of like I said, in that fall, I think it's really just to combat football. Like you got to find a way to keep people interested in the NBA because that's just been a problem for a long time. And it's getting worse with the superstars sitting out. I think that's why the new CBA agreement was aggressive as it was on that luxury tax. But, as a whole, is this going to work kind of garnering the interest of fans? Like, is it enough to lock people in back to the NBA? Or do they think it's like, hey, it's a 2-week fix to get us some ratings?
I feel like right now, yes, it's a good idea because I feel like I said, like it being something different, people might be in tune to a lot more than what it normally is. And since like there's money and like a trophy involved, and like kind of it's like middle of the season pretty much.
Yeah, and it's just one-off games, which is what I like too.
Yeah,
You don't got to do a full playoff series.
For sure. It'll help like kind of allow the team to like start playing the way they want to play, if they haven't already. So I feel like a lot more fans will be in tune to what's going on, because it's something different, and like with something different you kind of expect to like kind of take a peek at it and like, see if you like it. If not, then whatever. But I feel like at least like the ratings definitely will go up.
And I'd imagine too, like it's only gonna get better as the tournament goes on, right? Because your pay just keeps getting bumped and bumped and bumped, and it's a one game. Like I said, it's not a playoff series, so you got one game and $500,000 is on the line. That's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah.
Like, well, I shouldn't say $500,000. Technically, only 300,000 because you're gonna get 200,000 if you get second place. But nonetheless, like that's a lot of money just for one NBA game.
Yep.
And if you can do that to get those players, like I said, maybe the first rounds don't take off the way you want them to. But I will be curious to see what the correlation was. If this sticks, say 5 years they've been doing it, what the correlation is, or even 10 years between the NBA champion and the midseason champ. Like if that's a real litmus test to see like who's actually got a roster that's capable of on the fly matchups. Because like I said, if you're on the line and that much money's just for one game, like you're going to be playing, I'd imagine, playoff caliber basketball.
Do you think whoever wins like the middle of the season championship will end up being like a final or like the end of like the NBA championship?
I think so. Right?
Okay.
It's gonna be crazy if like there's a really bad team to win it.
I agree.
Like, and then they get swept like first round of the playoffs. That I think that's the only way this thing falls apart, is if they try for a couple of years and the winner each year is a joke, and then it becomes pretty obvious that the serious teams weren't taking that midseason playoff tournament seriously. I think that's the only way it really fails. But I'm kind of on for it. I've been a little with the NBA how they're trying to attack this. They added the play-in tournament, they had some excitement. Now they're adding the midseason tournament, and I actually kind of like all these moves. Once it got explained to me, I actually like the idea. At first, I was against it completely.
Yeah, at first you kind of really are confused and like don't really know what's going on. But once you explain it, I feel like everyone kind of understands it.
Yeah, it's like you're not asking a ton of games from these guys. It's at a pretty convenient time. You're going to reduce travel. It's all in one area. And there's money on the line. And it'll be just as entertaining. And again, I think it will work. I'm just kind of curious what the correlation is. If the actual best teams win it, or if it's just teams, at the bottom that are just kind of trying to scrape together, some quick money, knowing that they're going to tank afterwards. It's all kind of up there in the air. But, with that being said, we got the Portland Trailblazers. Not sure what they're going to do, other than we know that Scoot, as of right now, looks pretty good. Is there anybody else, that isn't getting enough attention? There's one guy that I really like for the Grizzlies, Kenneth Lofton Jr., big boy center. He's pretty nice.
I've always thought he was good.
Yeah.
See, I've always like seen highlights of him, and like I saw him when he was in college at Louisiana Tech, and I've always seen like that like kind of player, and like to now see him like
because this is
like
year
20,
2, right?
Yeah. Now see him have like maybe like 20 a game in the summer league. Like I'm glad he's getting his recognition.
Yeah, I remember it last year because Chet, that was the one guy that bodied Chet.
Yeah.
Chet stat lines for the most part, in that first time he was actually at that summer league, he got bullied by Kenneth Lofton Jr. All the other games he was fine, but it just kind of showed you like that old school kind of like Zach Randolph center where he's just a big boy. I thought that was dead. I just want to see him make it work. I don't want to see that type of player die, because that's really all he is. He doesn't take a ton of jump shots. He actually can make a three from time to time, but nothing like at a crazy high clip. But he just bullies people. And then especially when he's already kind of undersized on height, the fact that he's still that dominant, taking down Chet Holmgren's, he's a guy that I want to see go against, Victor, because that whatever it is about his build, he gives those really tall guys, those thin, lanky guys, a hell of a time around the rim. So excited about him. Other summer league NBA players, you got any others? Another one that's another second year guy, but what you're hoping for is Jabari Smith Jr. And I want to talk about him, but is there anyone else that I'm missing that you've really liked so far?
Jabari Smith Jr. For me,
Cavante George has kind of been popping off for Utah. That's a guy that I don't know how many people were listening to beforehand.
He's always been pretty much like a scorer, so I
Mhm.
feel like he'll be fine wherever he goes.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
29.5 points per game.
Yeah.
For 2 games played so far. Not bad.
Anyone been popping off? Keegan Murray had a good run for a little
Mhm.
bit. Trying to think who else, because I've been watching like pretty much on the games. So
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. Again, like that's another thing with the summer league is the minutes wise, players
Yeah.
getting plugged and pulled. It's always kind of hard to tell who has the biggest impact.
Mhm.
And again, it's that style where everyone's fighting tooth and nail to make sure that their role in the NBA is solidified. So again, it's kind of hard to figure out who's really fitting those pictures. But
I like Terrence Mann.
Terrence
on
Mann, yeah, that's a
Oklahoma
good one.
City.
Yeah, Terrence Mann, they're going to be good, man. I
They are
still
gonna be
think
good.
Josh Giddey has got ways to grow.
They have a lot of depth.
And they got picks. I can't remember the stat. I think
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like 20 some picks,
Mhm.
maybe even 30 for like
Yeah.
they're in a position to where they can just keep drafting guys over and over and then pick out like they'll have so many young stars. They'll just pick their best 3, trade the rest of their assets. OKC is going to win a title within if
For
they get the
sure.
right coach. Well, I shouldn't even say you need a right owner too, right? You need an owner that's going to work with your head coach. You see that happen a lot where it doesn't work.
I feel like the owner knows what he's doing. I mean,
Right, he knows he's
as
got a
right
future.
now, but yeah, they have a bright future.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the team you have to really look out for in the near future. Other team, I would say for me, I think the Orlando Magic.
Magic?
Yeah, I like the Magic, and maybe if everyone stays healthy, and Detroit gets the right pieces, I like Detroit.
Let me. I want us to. I do last week before July. There was a lot of this talking going on because of a comment made from Dwight Howard.
Okay.
Would you take prime Dwight Howard,
Mhm.
or would you take what we saw this year from Jokic?
You said prime Dwight Howard. or
Prime
Jokic?
Dwight Howard, Magic Howard, when he pretty much single-handedly drove that team all the way through the playoffs and might have been one of the best defensive players we have ever seen in one season. It was like Shaq vibes with him that year.
For me, I would take Jokic.
You take Jokic still?
Because I mean, besides like the defense and like the athleticism,
Mhm.
what can he do?
He was a threat, man. I don't know.
He was a
I
threat.
had
He
to
was
go
a
back.
threat.
I actually had to think about it. At first I was like Jokic hands down. You can build around Jokic. But then I went back to go see Dwight Howard and I forgot how insane he was
Yeah.
on that Magic roster. Now there is still an argument, right? Because it's going to be a lot hard to plug players around Dwight Howard, but if he had like a superstar guard, can see those guys easily winning a few rings on the Magic. Kind of like what Jokic had with Jamal Murray, like a guard that really works well off the pick and roll.
Is that when he had like Jameer Nelson?
Yeah, I think so. We'll go back and look at the roster of the break. But yeah, we should look at the stats too. Maybe we'll do that. We'll throw it to break. But text line, I'll ask you guys that one too, because the people that watch an NBA longer than I will definitely probably have even higher opinions of Dwight Howard. Who would you take, prime Dwight Howard or what we saw from Jokic in his NBA Finals season? Again, start a Heyman text line 402-464-5685. And you can watch us on stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. We'll go to break. This is Tick Weeknights, Walk On Weekly. I'm Harrison Arns. That's Jeff Grace III. We'll catch you guys on the other side.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy. They also have staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
Electrical construction industry. The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to a prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business in Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer questions and help you make the enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. 1732 O Street, family owned and operated, always the best value.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
General contractors, owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierD.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln Dare Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seat tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirshow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
On the block with Strick Austin.
Sometimes healthy fear is good because it makes you go, hunted out. Because the more tentative you are, I always told kids, I said, listen, if you don't like this and you don't want to play, don't play. Because you're going to be worse off and get probably hurt more by being tentative in your play as opposed to playing all out.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Walk On Weekly. Here are your hosts, Sam Hoiberg and Trace on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Walk On Weekly on Ticket Weeknights. I am Harrison Arns here with Jeff Grace III. As always, no Sam Hoiberg this week, but he should be back in next week. And again, before we left the break, we asked who would be better, prime Dwight Howard or this last year's Nikola Jokic. And I brought it up because it seems like a lot of people want to answer Jokic first, but this is why I bring this up. With Dwight Howard, I think people forget how insane he was just on the Magic and about every category too. Because one thing that doesn't get talked about enough either, his rookie season, he played 82 games. Second season, 82 games. Third season, 82 games. 4 seasons in, played every single game. And then 5 seasons in, only played 79. 6th season, 82 games. So, like, he pretty much played every single damn game for about 5 seasons. And it doesn't really drop off until he got injured in that 11 and 12 year, his last year on the Magic with 54. And then from then on out, the kind of injury bug got him. You didn't really know. You're getting a mixed bag. But that durability combined with just insane stats. So in the 2009-2010 season, he averaged 61% from the field, 18 points per game, an average of 13 rebounds a game, an average of 3 blocks a game. And again, no 3-point shots. So again, that's 61% field goal percentage, everything inside. But again, like you're averaging 13 boards, you're averaging 3 blocks, only 3 turnovers a game. Like that is just defense we haven't seen before. I shouldn't say before. Defense we haven't seen in a long time. Yeah. With that durability. Like you're going to run into him every night.
That's crazy. I didn't know he played 82 games.
Yeah, that was the most surprising thing for me. I was like, he was that durable? Because you just think of him now and like a guy of that stature. Yeah. Dwight in Taiwan just injured. The NBA really got the better of him. But man, when he first came into the league, and it's not like he was on low minutes. For those years at Magic, he was anywhere between 35 minutes to 37 minutes a game. So he's playing pretty much the whole game every time, still making it happen. So I'll bring it back to you. Do you still stick with Nikola Jokic?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I think he's still easier to build around.
Mm-hmm.
With Dwight, you have the defense covered, but you're going to need some elite offense. So it's really just like, what do you take, an offense or defense?
In this day and age, like it's hard to like be so defensive mind because I feel like a lot of it's like offensive driven.
Yeah.
And like these days, I mean, you see like stretch fives. It's like very hard to like find a true center.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What I'm saying? So like I feel like in today's society, Jokic would fit a lot better than Dwight Howard.
Yeah, his game is just like I said too. The playmaking is not something I've seen in a long, long time. Like he's gonna be up there with the best passes of all time. Where that's to be decided yet, but just what he's shown already, you don't see that from a guy that size. Really, it's so weird. When I try to think of comparisons, it's so weird. But like Jake is weirdly enough, just because like he can literally play 1 through 5, different body, but. You saw with the Magic playing in the NBA Finals that game, last game, and he plays the center position, they win it. And same thing with Nikola Jokic. He'll play the 1 through 5, set up the entire offense. So I'd probably still roll with him, but we got a little bit of time left. I know over the break, we were talking about some games being scheduled, Creighton in particular, but you mentioned that you're happy that you don't have to go on the road to Michigan State because of the environment. Same thing, Purdue, tough environments. What's the toughest environment in the Big Ten to play in?
Purdue.
Is it really Purdue? Is it like just packed fans in there? Is it just the intensity of the fans? What is it?
Well, last year was my first time playing in Purdue. And like, just like when we were shooting around, you would hear like birds echoing, but it's actually like your own echo.
Okay.
So like that part's really cool. But like when everybody's like, they pack it like to the fullest, like it's sold out pretty much every game. And like, it's hard to even hear the person next to you.
They need that sound foam in there or something.
Yeah. So I would say that's definitely the hardest place to play it, and I think Sam would agree.
What's the nicest court? I think we were number 1. PBA.
The nicest court?
Yeah.
Yeah, PBA.
Because we got that new.
What other courts do I like? I like Champaign.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I mess with Champaign. Indiana was interesting. because
What are the
I just
actual
didn't-
facilities like? Because that's
I
an
just didn't like
old
the
building.
landscaping of like how like it's like built.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of weird.
It's unique. It's
Yeah.
very, very traditional.
Yeah, old fashioned, no doubt about it. You said what are the facilities like?
Yeah, because that's old. I wonder like what the.
They're actually really nice.
Okay, so they actually got some pretty good renovations on the facilities in
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, because
They
I think that's the oldest one in the Big Ten.
I believe.
I'm pretty positive.
I
it's the
believe
biggest
so.
one.
They got money. They got they're chilling.
Yeah.
They're chilling. Another cool place to play at last year was Maryland. Was very cool. I just don't like how like the stadium's like built because like on like if you're like coming down to watch the game, it feels like you're gonna fall over because like you're so high up.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like that. But other than that, I mean, I would say the coolest place to play at it was for me was like Michigan or Michigan State.
Okay, which one? I'll ask you in a nice way. Which one's due for an update?
Which one's due for an update?
Yeah, Northwestern up there.
Yeah.
I think their court because I think their seating is not very great either.
No, so we play Northwestern this year,
Mhm.
so that'll be very interesting. But yeah, I would say Northwestern.
Yeah, well, that's I'm always curious about that one because especially right now because we're obviously ahead. Like PBA is a beautiful arena, and hopefully this season we get some winning some games in there because we saw what it looks like last year when that place is rocking. Like it's hard to beat that, not just in the Big Ten but anywhere. Like that
Mhm.
place gets insane. But nonetheless, appreciate you coming in, Jeff Grace III. And again, this has been the Walk On Weekly. Appreciate you guys all listening. We'll have a replay on the next hour, and then We Talk Facts, WTF, with Eric Strickland and Cluster Johnson. Plenty of good stuff on that one. Strickland came back from UFC X. Plenty of conversations to come from there. Curious to see how that went down, but that will go from 8 to 9 o'clock. So be sure to stay tuned in. This has been the Walk On Weekly. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.